Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with StampCreatively, and this was the most needed card at camp. I've shown you favorites. This is the most needed because people either needed it as a birthday or graduation, because it can be both, because it says I think it's time for a celebration. So I'll show you how we made this card. Isn't it beautiful? I'm like fascinated and just keep tilting it to the light, which can be annoying, so I'll quit. Okay, so this, I used the beautiful balloons. I used some of the dies and some of the stamps. Again, it's meant, you first originally think birthday, but I also thought graduation. Plus, I wanted to use this beautiful paper. This is, like when you're going through the catalog, they have it with the rocket ship suite. I don't know what it's called, but it's called Holographic Trio. And so it's sticking to my, so it's got a plain silver, it's got this color, and then it's got the silver with the, or holograms on it. And obviously I've used it quite a bit so far because I like it. So I'm gonna switch this around since I've got stuff sticking to it. It must have some adhesive somewhere on it. So we're gonna flip it over. I use this, I used to use a piece of the grid paper from the Stamparatus, and I can't use that anymore. So when I use a small piece, I kind of fold it over and go back and forth. This way I need where I need to be for the camera. Okay, so Starry Sky cardstock, and I cut it, oh, let's measure it here. Look, I've got a piece of grid paper. It's 4 1/4 by 10, it says. So it's 4 1/4 by 10. And then I score it at 5 1/2, which is really, so this is a 4 1/4 square is my goal. My The Wonder Basement bone folder that I love. So I really only cut off about 1 inch or so. Well, let's just measure. Yep, that's about 1 1/4 inches. So I cut off about 1 1/4 inches. So you can fold it in half and cut off about 1 1/4 inches if you want. Then I took this Starry Sky looking paper and I used this new embossing folder that's called Twisted Rope. And so I've embossed the, and again, it looks different depending on how the light hits it. So it's got lots of colors to it. So I'm going to put this up here at the top. And you could use any embossing folder you want. And then across the bottom, I put a 1 1/2 by 4 piece of the beautiful holographic paper. Okay. Then I took my balloon and I cut it out of the silver. So I've cut out my balloon, and then I wanted these I want to use the star die that comes in there. And see how it leaves the dent in there? I didn't like the dent. So I ran it through the Splatters and Stripes embossing folder to make it look a little bit more like a balloon. And so to the front of this, I took some dimensionals. And I like to put some dimensionals at the back and then adhesive at the end, so it makes it look like it's at an angle. So I popped up my balloon, and then on that same silver paper I did the tassel. So there's the tassel. Can you hear my dog snoring? Rough day at the house. And I put that right down there at the bottom. And then I took my metallic woven ribbon in the same Starry Sky, and I'm just going to pull it apart because I wanted it to be a little textured. And you can do this before or after you make the little bow. Doesn't matter, but I made a bow. Again, I'm going to pull it apart. I need music to pull it apart by, besides dog snoring. And then I just took a little glue dot, which is somewhere in my mess. I mean, I know none of you guys do that. I mean, I normally have 4 things of glue dots, and now I have none. So we're going to pretend that this is a glue dot. It's going to go right on there just like that. Okay, so see, look how different the colors look. Same paper, looks different, little contour band, but it looks like a party. Now I'm going to show you how I added this at the bottom. Okay, so I took a piece of tear-in tape. When they first introduced this, it was in an event, and the person on the stage called it tearable tape because you're able to tear it, not because the tape was terrible, which was funny. So me and my campers, we still call it tearable tape. And everybody knows what we're meaning. Oh, I found my glue dots. Just in case you were worried. I found them. Right where they're supposed to be. And then I took these iridescent shaker circles and I just poured some in there. I took off my tear-in tape or tearable tape and smashed them in here. Isn't that beautiful? And then I took a couple, you know, I can position some kind of where I want them specifically. And then I took the fine tip glue and went over the top of it because I needed to make sure that it stays on there. Now that's not really going to go anywhere, but for a little extra security, I took my fine tip glue and put it all over the top. And then that's going to take a minute to dry. And I'll show you how I stamp the inside. But I probably won't open this and seal it down because if I do, this will run. And I'm going to crease that card down a little bit more, but I'm also going to wait till the fine tip glue dries. Beautiful. Okay, so I stamped the inside of the card by taking a 4x4 sheet. I used the Starry Sky ink. I just used our simple basic white. I stamped it at an angle because then I didn't have to worry about doing it straight. And then this is one of those dark colors of ink that you can stamp multiple times. And then I took the little swirl and stamped it multiple times. I'm going to go back up here. And then I just sealed this on the inside. Should I be brave? Let's see if I can be brave and stick this in here without the glue running. As long as I'm fast, I'm good. There you go. All right, friends, the most needed card at camp. A graduation card. Or birthday. But it's a party card. Let me move that back up there so you can see them. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. Woo! You can tell I was bending down the entire time, and then it all gets in your face. Okay, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I will stamp with you again soon. Thanks. Bye.